Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Wealth Creation Program with Isagenix. My name is Kirsty Cody, your host. So today's topic is all about building through social media, and more specifically, building with Facebook. And we have the beautiful Emily Tonkin with us today. She hails from the wonderful continent of Australia, and I have to say I've had the opportunity of meeting her at Celebration. She is a beautiful person inside and out. She is a 6-star Golden Circle executive, so she's making a lot of money in Isagenix, and the majority of her success is attributed to social media, to Facebook. So they just had their Australia-New Zealand celebration, annual celebration, where she received a very special award, the Heart of Isagenix 2013 for Australia and New Zealand. She's also the START ambassador. She's been involved into Isagenix, get this, for only 2 years. She joined in February of 2012, so she just celebrated 2 years last month. But I'm going to have her share a little bit about her story. We're going to have her take us back before Isagenix and what she was doing. But let me tell you, she's going to impart tons of tips to you today. So if you're listening, take some mental notes. If you're watching, definitely get out a piece of paper and pencil and get ready to take some great notes. So with that, welcome, Emily.
Oh, thank you so much, Kirsty. It's such a pleasure to be here with you. I'm so honored.
Well, we're excited to have you, and congratulations on receiving your very special award at Celebration. How did it feel to be up on stage receiving that award?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just overwhelmed, in awe, so grateful, and so honored to be, to be nominated amongst such cool people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So your story begins with Facebook. And as we were visiting before our program began today, you were sharing a little bit about how it started. And before we get into that, actually, I want to talk about your career before Isagenix. Share with everybody what you did before jumping into network marketing.
Yeah, well, before Isagenix, I was commissioning music videos for Sony Music, Kirsty. So seemingly the dream job. It was fabulous. I was traveling internationally, working with incredible artists, like Beyonce and Pink and the Foo Fighters and Kelly Rowland, and it was incredible. However, it was a very, very high pressure role, so often I was doing 80 to 100-hour work weeks, and I was completely burnt out physically and emotionally, and that's sort of what led me to finding Isagenix. So I was really rock bottom a couple of years ago and completely burnt out.
Mm-hmm. I know that a lot of people that are watching and listening, they can relate as far as the burnout. I mean, people go to college, they get their degree, they sink themselves into corporate America, and then it's marriage and kids and all of this stuff, and we feel like we're on that hamster wheel trying to figure it out. Had you ever done network marketing before Isagenix?
No, this is my first experience, my first foray into network marketing. And it's funny because, during my my corporate career, I always wrestled with the concept of 9 to 5 and capped income, and it just didn't make any sense to me. And I was sort of hoping for something else, looking at different options. And it's stunning, you hear this over and over. This comes into your life at a poignant time when you're ready. And I certainly was, and I had profound health results, like really, really incredible results straight away. And it's quite funny. I was actually about to deactivate my Facebook account 2 years ago, which is the irony. And on day 6 of my first ever 30-day cleanse, I just was compelled to write something, and it was just so spontaneous and so authentic. And I was just like, oh my golly, back into my skinny jeans, feel incredible, abundant energy, bam. And I had so many inquiries and, quite a few enrollments from there. So that's when I sort of went, there's something in this. And particularly having a marketing and branding background, I love the idea of social media. And I suppose everything just sort of happened organically for me.
Wow, and you had no idea what was just about ready to happen, which I think is a really cool thing. And it shows you the power of social media. I mean, for those of you that are not embracing social media and sharing specific posts. Emily's going to share a little bit more on that, but it's a pretty powerful thing. I mean, you talk about posting about skinny jeans, and you captured a lot of attention. What did you say? You enrolled like 15 people in a very short period of time because of that post?
Yeah, yeah. It was quite intense. It was amazing. But then that's when I really captured the vision. You know, I realized that this impacts people's lives and lifestyles and health and bodies so tremendously. I was having my own personal experience, but you know, when your friends and your contacts, your family are having similarly incredible results, the penny starts dropping, and you realize the sheer force of particularly Facebook because of the immediacy of contacting people.
Sure, absolutely. Well, let's begin. I know you want to focus on 4 areas, and the first area is pretty basic. I mean, if you want to participate with Facebook, you've got to set up a profile. And with that profile comes a picture and connecting and friend requests and all that good stuff. So what can you share with us as far as hot tips are concerned when it comes to optimizing your personal profile?
Beautiful. Great question. Well, I think to begin with, we have to get quite clear about who you are and what you want to convey to people. So, you know, this is coming back to branding. So really think about you as an Isagenix associate, you know, the way that you want to brand yourself. So have a really clear profile picture, clean, happy, healthy, positive, vibrant, and also be really aware of what you're posting. So, you know, it's important to be you and be honest, but always look at a silver lining and try and keep it positive. So my hot tips are, you know, if we're looking at prospecting through Facebook, you need to be posting consistently and frequently. So I train people, you know, that 1 to 3 posts is ideal, and that's to do with the Facebook algorithm.
And you're talking 1 to 3 posts per day, correct?
Yes, sorry, yeah, 1 to 3 posts per day, and that is to assist people getting into the Facebook algorithm. So there's this thing that exists on Facebook that if you're not present, you simply won't go onto people's news feeds. So I encourage people to post 1 to 3 times per day, and I'll help. You know, people often ask, you know, well, what do you post? You know, what's the content? So I'll also give some, you know, info on that. But if you're doing like something like a 90-day game plan, or you're doing a blitz week or something more, you know, you're blasting people, then definitely go for 5 to 7 posts per day, which overwhelms some people. However, I can give you some little tips to you know, to make it more with ease. Now, it's really important that we're not posting all about Isagenix, even though we really want to, and we're talking, breathing, you know, it's all we're thinking about. However, the constant Isagenix, constant product updates can be, you know, they can bombard people and repel people somewhat. So I really, I encourage you to paint a lifestyle, be really true to you, and be authentic about what you're posting. And this will create curiosity and interest. So rather than people, you know, rather than you going after people and hunting people, it's more about being hunted and creating interest and intrigue. So people are actually messaging you, going, "Hang on, what are you up to? What's going on in your life?" So just a few little tips about just a variety of content. You know, because I get this question a lot. What do we post about? So if you think about your hobbies, your passions, your interests other than Isagenix, and you know, post something like that every now and then. Have your favorite links or sites or websites that you can post to your wall. Think about, you know, a recipe a week. You know what you're doing out and about, whether it's with your kids, your other job, you know, socializing. But just keep frequent and keep positive. And you're painting a picture of a lifestyle of freedom. I suppose that's where you're casting your vision. There might be a before and after every now and then, you know, maybe a quote, you know, a picture or a quote, but don't be a quoteaholic. That's the other thing. You know, don't constantly do those quote pictures, which I know so many people do because they're trying to get, you know, some traffic on their news feed. on other people's news feeds.
I love that you just said that about the quotes, because I think quotes are great because there's a lot of inspiration behind them, but it's like quote happy, too many quotes every single day kind of a thing. I love what you said about painting the picture of your lifestyle and what you're doing. If you're on the beach, if you are traveling, even if you're at the grocery store and you're like, what's this? Or I don't know. I mean, this weekend we had a family wedding, and I loved posting photos about that. And it gives people a little sneak peek into your personal life. But would you say that photos, speak 1,000 words, in the sense that of when people are cruising through the news feed, photos get the most attention versus just a simple post? Or what is your take on that?
Absolutely. Yeah, photos are fundamental, and they're also shown to increase, I think it's like clickability by 70% or something. So if you post a photo, people are more likely going to engage with that, and that's key. So we're looking at, we're looking at consistent content, but engagement is where it's at, and that's where you're going to convert people from, just intrigue and interest and looking at you to actually inquiring. But then, of course, the next step is enrolling. And, closing through Facebook is actually with much more ease than I think we've ever credited it, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. And another thing too, Emily, if I may, just to clarify on some of those posts, I mean, sometimes you see people say, well, it's time for a shower. You don't really want to be announcing that to the world, but I mean, if it pertains to something that would be inspiring to them or funny or invoke a positive emotion and feeling, not just posting where you're at in your day, like going to take a shower, right? I mean, you want it to be worth people's time in reading it, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And it comes from practice. It's like any skill. We have to practice it to become better at it. And it's like, the other day I got in the car, I'm going for a meeting. It's really nothing spectacular. However, I looked up in the sky and, it was just, the sun was incredible. And I snapped a picture of the sun, and, heaps of people liked it. And it's a funny little basic thing. It's just it's just my daily routine. However, I'm posting consistently, so I'm coming into people's news feeds and I'm in their awareness. And as far as Isagenix and the actual products go, you can definitely post every now and then. Maybe once or twice a week maximum, because again, people might think you're being a bit salesy. But for example, you might be out for a walk, and one that I did last year, which actually garnered 3 enrollments. And it was just one of those springtime days where I was off for a walk. It was, it was a Thursday at lunchtime, and I knew that all of my friends in corporate were just so envious. And I had an e-shot, and, I was just like, oh, I love working from home. Bam. It's as simple as being just subliminal messaging. You don't have to, do loads of, contact me or PM me if you're interested,
Sure, absolutely. So it's really just about being real, being transparent, authentic, living your life, and putting things in there that would occasionally, obviously, show your lifestyle, bringing people into your business, or bringing people into your business because of product, whether it's product, business, or both. Let's move on to the list. Okay, because this is when you go to isagenixbusiness.com and you take a look at all the documents there, one of the documents there is making your list. And as a matter of fact, there's not one Isagenix millionaire that does not talk about having a perpetual list, a list that is continually growing. So let's talk about expanding that on Facebook.
Yeah, fantastic. And this is literally worth millions, isn't it? This stuff, your list. So get really clear on I suppose who you want to approach on Facebook, and I suppose the real training is just get everybody on that list anyway. Even if you think they're going to be a no or there's anything negative, just pop them on the list and empty your mind. So I like to go through my Facebook friends, and it's constantly expanding. And also people who perhaps I've been to school with or college or different jobs or groups, I actually go and friend them on Facebook. So this is my little way of, prospecting your list on Facebook. And when they friend me, Kirsty, I simply jump into PM, and I mean, it's, you know, it's common sense. A lot of people have spoken about this and say, hey, wow, blast from the past, thanks for friending me, you know, how are you going? And then that will inevitably lead to just some banter, and it's genuine, or, you know, it's coming from an authentic place. I'm genuinely interested in how they're doing, what they're up to. And when, you know, it's the law of reciprocation, when you're really interested and engaging with that person, where are you at, you know, what are you doing, they are inevitably going to ask you, what are you doing, what are you up to? And that's how I gain a lot of enrollments, just from doing that little bit of banter with people. And it's fun, you know, it's fun catching up with people and seeing, you know, what have they been doing for 10, 20 years.
Okay, so I know everybody that's watching this is like, okay, she's got them in PM, you know, personal messaging, that, what are you doing? Well, what are you doing? So Emily, what do you tell them? What do you tell them that you're doing with Isagenix?
Yeah. Well, listen, I say, yeah, life is absolutely incredible. I used to be commissioning music videos at Sony Music, however, completely burnt out. And now I'm actually supporting people to financial freedom and optimum health. And then I revert back to them immediately and say, so what are your daughters' names? You know, where are you guys actually living? Right? So it's taking the focus off of me straight away, and increasing intrigue. So they then write back, you know, something like, oh my gosh, that sounds fascinating. I've just been looking at your newsfeed. What is it? What's going on? And that's when I'll start sussing out their goals. And at that point, I kind of vibing where they're at. So I'm either going to take them, you know, offline and get them on the phone and just reconnect so they hear my passion and my energy and my voice. Mm-hmm. However, some people, you know, we are enrolling just through Facebook PM now. It's not impossible. And I think when you posture yourself and they're really feeling your conviction and your authenticity, they know you, like you, and trust you, you know, they're going to enroll with you. So it's again, it's another skill. It's practice, and be patient, and just you'll develop your own lingo. And, you know, sometimes, yeah, people don't respond, and that's all good. You've just got to bless and release them. Mm-hmm. But it's a fun skill to really develop and hone, and I consider it another skill set of network marketing.
Well, and the powerful thing about the personal messaging that you were just talking about, when you say that you're empowering people with health and wealth, taking people to financial freedom, getting people healthy. So what are your daughter's names, right? You're totally shifting there. They're going to be like, and they'll go to your wall, and they're going to see a before and after. Or maybe it'll be more intriguing. And a lot of times, too, so personal messaging for everybody that's listening in, it doesn't mean that you're going to get the close right there in PM. It might be a drip system that is happening for 3 months, 5 months. As a matter of fact, I just enrolled someone 3 weeks ago who's been watching my posts and news feed for months. She's a girl that I went to school with. And she's like, all right, that's it. Finally, just tell me all about it, you know. And so sometimes it takes a while, but I love that, because the people that are a little bit skeptical tend to be those people that other people in their circles of influence trust, because they don't make willy-nilly decisions. Wouldn't you agree, Emily?
Exactly. And it gives it, I think, obviously we're all doing this for life. Like, this is it. And the longer you're posting, the more cred it gives it, you know, the more credibility it gives it. And it's social proofing for people as well. They're trusting what's happening. You're hanging out with experts at events. You know, you're painting, you know, a really credible picture. But like you said, it is touch points, definitely. And if you're, you know, not enrolling them there, then there might be 4, 5, 6, 7 touch points. And we know that most enrollments happen after the 5th or 7th, you know, touch point.
Yeah, that's powerful. So be patient, everybody. Just remember, you're building your reputation. You're becoming that Isagenix icon in your Facebook world with family and friends and friends of friends, that kind of a thing. So let's move on to groups, because groups are so powerful. I use groups on Facebook as well to stay connected with people. For me personally, it allows an ease duplication, process of duplication, because within a group you can load the group with files and documents and things, information that people might ask me every single day. So I can add them to a group and have them access the files and read and learn and ask questions, and almost kind of have like a family support system there, just like elephants. I always like to think about that the entire family of elephants actually all raise the babies that come in to their family, and I can't help but think that that's how the Facebook group setting is all about. So what do you have to share with everybody when it comes to groups?
Oh, that's divine. I just got goosebumps when you spoke about the elephants. Yeah, I mean, groups are just fundamental, and I really credit them for my success, my connection, the incredible unity we have in our team. And you've been a real inspiration with that, Kirsty, because I absolutely love your Facebook group, and I love how all the information is just archived. It's just there at your fingertips. So, yeah, I mean, groups are so beneficial and hugely advantageous for us growing online. For me particularly, like I have, my team is all over Australia, and now, you know, globally. So for me, having a weekly session somewhere physically is not necessarily going to be the best option. So I just started really piling people into these groups, and, you know, it just, I don't know, we just have the most amazing connection, and it's immediate. So I can talk to someone anywhere. So that's how I streamline my communication. You know, we do a lot of our predominantly all of our coaching in Facebook groups. So we have, you know, leaders and other people who have, you know, special skills, talents, strengths, and abilities, always offering their, you know, their strengths. And of course, you know, we leverage off all the Isagenix tools. It's all there as far as the, you know, the cleanse coaching stuff goes. But for me, building your business, so doing all your business training, is all in a Facebook group or several groups, you know, depending on whether you're doing, you know, an MIT or you're doing like a little, you know, like a 90-day game plan or something fast-tracked. So for me, that's where you do all of the recognition. So whether it's someone, you know, achieving their results, you know, health-wise, but more importantly for this purpose, the first cycle we're recognizing, the first enrollment we're recognizing, when someone goes consultant, we're cheering and we're honoring them, and recognition is just, you know, it's the cornerstone of our business. So we're doing that, you know, on our news feeds as well, so that it creates intrigue and curiosity, but definitely in Facebook groups, and it just, you know, it inspires people, and other people sort of see what's going on, and then they want to run. So yeah, Facebook groups are just, they're so awesome.
They are, and you know, you can set up a group easy peasy on your own profile. In the upper right hand corner, there's a drop down menu. You can, it just says create a group, and you name it, and add some people. You can make it secret or private, or there's different settings of privacy that you can literally it's not available to anybody unless you add people to it, or it could be open to anybody. So it's your choice on privacy. But I love what you just said. I mean, it's product support. It's like, hey everybody, we're starting a 9-day cleanse on Monday. Who's with us? And then you post inches, pounds lost, have some fun, give tips for success, questions, and then of course, like you said, the recognition aspect of, you know, Susie Q just went 5-star golden circle, or someone just cycled for their very first time, you know, congratulations, she's well on her way to 10 cycles now per week. It's so much fun, and like I said, it's kind of that family community, and it strengthens your team spirit and the culture, your little mini culture within inside of Isagenix. So let's move on, Emily. And let's talk about your ebook, because I know that, you know, based on time today, we don't have all day to be with everybody, but you wrote an ebook that gives so many more different tips for success when it comes to building, because this is like your life. I mean, you are the expert trainer here, and so where can people access that ebook?
Oh, thanks, Kirsty. Yeah, if you guys just go to my my Facebook page, it's Health by Emily. And then there'll be just a little tab that you can click on. There's a landing page there. But it's a really juicy ebook. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tips in there, all based on me just trialing and trialing and trialing. And there's loads of stats as well. But I mean, you know, this is all about leading to our retention. Like you said, building a beautiful culture within your team, you know, that little microcosm within Isagenix, and being really clear on what your IPA time is as well. You know, don't get confused about just surfing and getting lost on Facebook, and be really clear about income producing activities, and really schedule your Facebook time as well, which I'm quite passionate about. And yeah, just be authentic. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say.
Authentic, time conscious, have good etiquette. Don't be for putting down other companies out there. I mean, there's a lot of, and all of that can be learned on the ebook, which is really cool. So, Emily, we love you. Thank you so much for being with us, and congratulations on all of your success thus far. And of course, are you coming to the States for celebration in August?
Thanks, Kirsty. I would not miss it for the world, and I always come over to NYKO as well. But thank you so much, Kirsty. I have to tell you, before I even received my products for my first ever 30-day cleanse, I think I'd listened to 12 podcasts, and you really are part of my success, so I thank you so much.
Oh, you're so sweet. It is a pleasure to be a part of all of that. It really is. And it's funny because I don't know, my heart just fills when I hear stuff like that. I forget that I am a part of this. I don't know. I'm so driven to capture information for our listeners and our viewers, and it's all about the presenters, but I am honored to be a part of it. So thank you for sharing that. And of course, Emily, stay with us. I will say, anybody that's listening, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening and being with us today. We honor your time, your commitment, your dedication to yourself, your team. You're building, obviously, a dynasty. You're building a dynasty that will pass on to your kids. I mean, to know that your business that you're building is going to be willed to your family someday. Isn't that crazy? It's amazing to me. So with that, have some fun. Have some fun tapping into social media. Go check out that ebook. And until next time, everyone, best of luck, and we'll see you at the top. Take care. Bye-bye.